Hey there, cats and kittens. My name is Alonda Carter, and I am the Recovering Hunbot. I create anti-MLM videos, and I also dip my toes into true crime from time to time. And when you really think about it, isn't multi-level marketing criminal? Well, today is another video about Enagic. If you're not sure what Enagic is about, well, I have an entire playlist on that. Now, I have had many people leave all kinds of hate comments. I've had people involved with Enagic, come at me and make veiled threats. Guess what? People are joining. They're not so happy. And so here we are. I've had many people that have shared their experiences with me, and today we have a video that's going to give us an inside look at a couple of guys by the name of Darren and Mike. Now you're going to see a different picture, not their faces, because they seem to get upset if you actually show their faces, even though they're public figures. But I digress. And they have a Facebook group which happens to go by the same name as this, which is the Dream Team from the 90s. That's back in the day when basketball for me was a big thing because the Rockets were on fire. So today we are taking a peek at what was happening or what has happened inside the Dream Team, and I will be reacting to a video that was created. Editing Alonda here. I forgot to put in my disclaimer, so it's going right here. The contents of this video is based on my research, experience, and opinions. It is intended for entertainment purposes. You might say that I do give the MLM industry a side eye. Anyone I mention in this video is a public figure, or their information is readily available on the internet. All you got to do is do that Google thing. Please do not send any hate to any individuals mentioned or anyone participating in this industry. That is not the point. As always, please do your own research. Be kind to each other in the comment section. Be kind to me. I am critiquing an industry that I find problematic, and those who create MLM companies or companies that supposedly help you become successful in MLM. Now, let's go ahead and get back to it and see what these guys have to say.
But we had one come up the other day, and I cringe every time I find out that we've had some new financial thing try to sneak into our group. What's that thing called?
IM Academy.
IM Academy.
It's a Forex trading.
Oh my gosh, talk about an old concept.
Do you talk about a worse time to be doing currency trading?
Yeah,
and the market's so volatile.
This IM Academy.
Okay, right there. The very first thing they do is they're setting you up so that you're not going to want other offers because they're your friends and they got your back. They're looking out for you, which in reality is they're looking out for themselves. They're not looking out for you.
There are people literally who have already been reached out to in this group who have come to us and said, what the heck is this and should I be worried? Yes, you should be worried. If anybody contacts you about this group, run for the hills. Because what they are is they're recruiting you into a program where you're going to have to pay a monthly fee.
I think it was $400 a month or something.
To learn how to do currency trading. Now,
okay, well, you know what? With their system, it's not just a monthly fee thing. It's really kind of janky, because there's Facebook ads that go out. You go to their free webinar, and in the free webinar, you are then offered to be able to be part of their dream team if you pay $149. But the thing is, it doesn't stop there. The whole idea is to get you into a coaching call so that you can be convinced to buy a very expensive machine, which is to the tune of $5,000. But there's going to be other things that you need as well, which they don't disclose. They don't disclose everything to you up front. And what they're doing is putting down any other opportunity out there, not saying that the opportunity that they're talking about is any good, but they really do want you to think that they're on your side. They're setting up an us versus them mentality.
Forex trading.
If you could think of a worse time in the history of the world,
and then you need the money to do this. You need Forex. You need.
Well, then you got to actually have the money to invest, right?
And it's not easy.
Okay, so they say you have to have money to invest in this other opportunity. Well, here's the thing. With what they're offering, you need to have some money too. But the deal is through Enagic, you can basically get like a line of credit or a credit card. It's one of those things. Basically, your costs can be covered if you do X, Y, and Z. If you don't have the $5,000, you know. So you're also going to have to pay around $300 a month on Facebook ads, because with their system, what they're quote unquote teaching you is how to run Facebook ads all around the world so that you can draw people in, so that those people can also sell people to go to the free webinar, sell people on joining the dream team for $149, which in turn gets them on a coaching call so that people buy this very expensive machine. And only when you buy it do you become a distributor. That's what happens. Anyone who buys it can now sell it because you're a distributor.
I took a Forex class many years ago, and it was difficult, you know. I didn't really, and I was never sure. I just always had this uneasy feeling about it, and so I have never really pursued it, because you're putting money into something, and I didn't even know if it was real or whatnot, you know. And if you're like, I heard horror stories of people putting money in and never getting their money out.
Well, guess what? I've heard horror stories of people investing into what they offer, and they're not getting their money out either, because these systems are designed so that most people lose. Only very few people ever make it to the top and make the big money. Their whole goal, supposedly, allegedly, so I've been told, in my opinion, all of those things, is to get you to the level of 6A. I mean, I've gone over, you know, the different levels and stuff in other videos. We're not going to do that here. But the whole idea is to keep you in it so that you strive to get to the very top, because of course that's where, you know, the money is. And how many people are really going to be able to do that? Now they're going to tell you, oh, you're not recruiting. You are recruiting. You're just doing it through Facebook ads. And to run Facebook ads means you need to have money. But think about this. You're going to compete against every other person out there who is running Facebook ads for what they are offering, in addition to they're running their own ads. And I guarantee you, they're going to outspend you on ads.
Yeah, so, yeah, I wouldn't do it, but
Please.
yeah, like someone saying they got hit up by Curtis for that. Yeah. Curtis and Stacy, that's what they're doing now. And the money is made on the recruiting side. Obviously, they don't make money on the trading part, because that's you know, that's not where you make the money. But it's all on the recruiting end. And who wants to recruit people?
Okay, for any of these systems, money is made when you recruit others. When you get other people to join, that's when you make the money. And even if you're running Facebook ads, guess what? You're recruiting.
Right? Then what? You're going to have to do what Curtis does and message every single person you know? How awful.
Sneak into groups and reach out to people that you don't even know. Just, here's the best advice I could give everybody. You know, you've already paid your money to be part of this group. If you haven't had your coaching call yet, have it.
Okay, here's the thing. You pay the $149 to join the dream team, but once you have that coaching call, you can't get your money back. So of course, they're going to encourage you to have that coaching call so that you can't get your money back. Because they don't tell you in any of this. It's not until you get onto that coaching call when you find out that the online business that you're going to be running is because you're an Enagic distributor.
Because, and this is what constantly amazes me, the people who will sit in this group and not have that call because they're so worried about whether or not they're ready to do business or not, but then they'll go and look at 3 other businesses in the meantime. You know, you've already invested your money. You're here. Why not just check it out?
Maybe people are reluctant because they're feeling like there's something a bit sketch. Just saying, maybe they don't want to have that call because they know once they do, they can't get that $149 back from you. So maybe there's something to do with all that. Just saying.
Talk to a real person. Get the facts and all the facts. Be able to ask your questions and to get all the responses. Get all of the information that brought you here in the first place that you were looking for. And then, you know...
And the beautiful thing about this is you're just buying products.
Okay, so they want you to talk to a real person so you can have all your questions answered. Well, the thing is that you're going to get one side of the story, and it's the story that they want you to believe in, meaning that once you become an Enagic distributor, you're going to be able to set yourself up for financial freedom and have a life of luxury and all of that. But you got to think about this. You're still going to be recruiting people through these Facebook ads. There's only so many people that are going to be willing to spend this kind of money on this machine, even if they're getting it financed through Enagic. Only so many people will be willing to, pull the trigger on that, so to speak. So how is this really different than any other MLM? To me, when I look at this whole system, because they're getting everybody to do the same thing over and over and over and over again, it seems a bit scammy to me. It seems like this is very problematic because you're not going to be able to do this endless joining their done for you system. You're not going to be able to get everybody to get one of these water filtration things. And if somebody does get it, then in turn, are they going to be able to get people? Because this company has been around for 40 years. So how many people are going to be willing to actually get this? Now they do have all this stuff that's all pseudoscience that sounds like, oh, it's just so amazing, but it's not. The thing is, any of these things, they're going to slither up next to you as if they're a pretty little package with a pretty little bow, but it's really like a demon is inside that package. There's something ready to pounce on you that you're not expecting when you get involved in systems like what they're offering, companies like what they're promoting. It's just not a good idea.
Yeah, it's the investment. There's all these other things, these financial things where you're investing money, you're not getting anything in return. You're investing and hoping that you're going to get something back. With this, you're investing and you're getting products that are amazing for your health anyway.
Especially
in what better time?
Okay, everything else, you're not getting anything in return. But with this, you're getting this device, this very expensive device, and they're selling to you the lifestyle that you can get when you become a distributor.
Would you want amazing products for your health, right? Yeah. So, I mean, that is also why I love this, because there's nothing else like this out there where you're getting, amazing products and that's your startup cost, right? Find another business where that's your only startup cost. There just isn't. Yeah.
Every single MLM that you join, whatever it is that you're purchasing, that's your startup cost. Your starter kit or whatever. This starter kit just happens to be this machine, because once you have that machine, you become a distributor. You are able to sell it to other people. So how is this different again? I'm really confused. It's different how?
What I love about this, is the simplicity, because, you paid your $149. That literally gets you a system that somebody builds and manages for you. You don't even have to worry about it. You don't have to understand. You don't have to figure it out. Nothing. It just works for you behind the scenes.
I see a couple of people in the comments saying they're getting messages about something from this person and that person. Can you let Mike and I know if they're in the group? We need to remove them from this group. So if that's you and you're getting messages, please send me a message directly. You can message me on Facebook, or if you're a business owner, you can message me on our chat.
Okay, right there. If you're a business owner, you're an independent contractor. You're not an actual business owner. Getting one of these machines and becoming a distributor has nothing to do with being an actual business owner. You're not. You do not own the company. The system that they're selling you on, you don't own that either. You just become part of the churn of people who join this, figure out it's not going to work for them, and leave. And then they're on to the next people.
Program that we use. And naturally, we're going to have more of this in the group right now, because people are going to be getting more desperate. Another issue that we constantly have is offline Enagic distributors trying to get into the group and to actually sign up people in this group in their downline. And this is a real nightmare, because, if your distributor is not affiliated with the Dream Team, guess what?
You're throwing Tupperware parties.
Okay, so only the Dream Team has the answer for how you can become successful with Enagic. Now, the thing is that other top distributors with Enagic, they're offering something similar, And this is not like a new thing. When you go back in the history of multi-level marketing, Amway was selling training courses. So they're selling you this training course, and they're selling you on this system that's done for you, that's going to help you track everything and do all of that and make everything so much easier for you as a business owner, you know, go sell your papers on a different street corner because I'm not buying it.
Yeah, you're having water parties. You're knocking on doors. You're reaching out to friends and family. You're trying to sell these things to businesses.
You're going to be that nightmare pest that everyone in their family runs from because they, you know.
We had a bunch of people tell me the other day that they had a guy named, calling himself Kangen Joe, reaching out to him the other day. And again, this is exactly the situation we're talking about. If you get signed up under a distributor who's not part of this dream team,
then you don't have an online business.
You don't have an online business. Yeah.
Only if you sign up with the dream team do you have an online business. Otherwise, what you have just isn't one. Do you see how they pitch you against other people as if nobody else can offer a system as stellar as theirs? Now, I'm going to tell you, any of these systems are going to be very much alike because there's just not that much to make them different, especially if you're doing Facebook ads and you're putting together this course. Now, I've already broken down this course and everything. My background is instructional design. That means training, design, and development. And so when I look at courses put together by people like this, I mean, I see a lot of flaws with the courses. It's not really going to do anything for you. If you are looking to actually start an online business, this is not it. This is multi-level marketing. This is getting involved in a scheme in which you are going to be expected to recruit people, whether it is friends and family. Goodness, I'm getting a hair in my eye. Friends and family, or you're doing it through Facebook ads. It is still recruiting, no matter which way you slice that banana.
The reason we plugged Enagic into
and you can't even throw home parties right now anyway because nobody's leaving their house. Yeah. Good luck. Like, what are all those people doing right now? If you're not working online, you're not making any money.
Exactly. You know, the reason we plugged Enagic into the back end of this thing was, first and foremost, obviously great product, but number two, international distribution. All of our people advertise all over the world.
Why did they plug in Enagic? Because they knew that they would be able to have ads all around the world, and they'd be able to, you know, like rope people in that didn't matter what country they were in. They'd be able to sell to them because this is selling people a dream that is not based in reality. It is fake. It's a fairy tale. If you think you're going to be able to have this life of pure freedom from shilling Enagic, you got another thing coming.
And me as a Canadian, it doesn't matter if I'm advertising in New Zealand, Australia, Argentina, France. All of these places are covered by Enagic offices. And so that means they handle the fulfillment. So guess what, guys? Your startup cost, you buy the product so you can qualify to sell the stuff. Your system cost, completely covered by your 149. We take care of it for you. All of the international.
Now, here's the thing. Typically in groups like this and people that put out products like this to get you to join their mastermind, take their course or whatever, there is usually layer upon layer upon layer of other things that they're going to sell you. Now, in this instance, one of the things they're going to sell you is Enagic. Another thing is for you to do Facebook ads. There's probably masterminds. There's probably, you know, like these 14-day challenges. There's going to be other little things, and maybe they'll make it a real low cost effort, you know, for you to get in. But are they going to stop pitching to you? Is this a one-off? Or does it keep going? And what happens if you do not have success? Are you able to ask questions or are you shut down? Typically in these types of companies and these type of groups, if you start mentioning anything that's negative, you become the problem because you do not have the proper mindset. You need to get your mindset right. This can be done by anyone as long as you keep going, as long as you work hard, as long as you never give up on that dream, you can achieve it.
Distribution fulfillment side taken care of by Enagic. The only overhead you have is your advertising, and that's completely up to your own discretion.
Business in the world.
Okay, back to the advertising. That's the only cost that you have. But let me tell you again, advertising is going to cost you a pretty penny. How much are you willing to spend a day on advertising? Do you happen to have an advertising budget? Because if you're a real business, typically the budget is around 10% that you're going to spend each year. Imagine how much money that, you know, Darren and Mike have to go towards advertising. I bet it's going to be a lot more than what you're willing to spend each day. Are you willing to spend $5, $10, $20, $25, $100? Do you have that kind of money to spend on it each day, every day, all week long, week after week, month after month, hoping that someone is going to say yes to whatever it is you have to offer? Because you know what? You're probably not a whiz at writing copy or creating videos or doing any of these things that is associated with, their Facebook ads. And if you don't know those things, if you don't have those skills, that's more stuff that you're going to have to learn. That's more money that you're probably going to have to spend, whether it is reading a book, taking classes, maybe with them, maybe with someone else. Which reminds me, the latest thing that I saw on their course, there is something else that they are selling you, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's some dude that came in, and he's basically, it's kind of like a mastermind type thing. So you're always going to get sold on something else when you're in these groups. That's just the bottom line.
It really is.
Yeah, it really is, because we do the hard part, which is the back end.
And that's because we consciously do try to make it as easy as possible for people. I don't know any other system out there where the number one mandate is to make this as easy for its members as possible. Yeah. That is what ours is around here. And everybody else's mandate is to recruit and run, sign up as many people as they can, or to have the biggest community.
Then if your mandate is, to make it so easy, why is it that people have complained that after you've gotten their money, that they don't get the support that you promise? Just curious, just throwing it out there, because that's what I've heard. That's what people have said.
Or to basically sales. It's always about sales. Sales. We have been the number one distributor in the Enagic world for over a year.
We've been the number one. It sounded like he said distractor. Yeah, you're distracting people from the fact that what they're joining isn't what it claims to be. It's just a way to sneak into their pockets so you can bleed them dry for as long as possible.
And that wasn't even our focus.
No, I don't care about being number one.
In fact, we kind of cringed when it first happened, because all of a sudden everybody's looking at us and saying, what the heck are you guys doing?
What are they doing? And then we had all these copycats and everything.
And so up until that point, we were a nice, quiet little community that nobody was looking at. But that speaks volumes. Without trying to be, and while focusing on building a really solid community where people looked after each other, helped each other, listened to each other, we became part of literally the most successful group of distributors in the entire country, in the world, or in the entire company in the world. I mean, that's what happens when you focus on the important stuff. The people.
Taking care of the people.
Absolutely.
I just want to take care of the people so that everybody else can be successful. Do you actually buy that? Because I don't. They sound very typical. If you have watched any of the fake gurus, they sound very much like that. What they're offering is nothing different than any other fake guru is offering. Now, I want to know what your thoughts are about this. And if you have watched my other videos, how do you think this interplays with all of that? And if you haven't watched my other Enagic videos, you might want to do that, because it will be eye-opening, especially if you are thinking about joining the dream team and possibly spending that $5,000. Maybe you don't even know that you're going to need to spend that $5,000. Maybe you've spent the $149 and you haven't had the call, and you have no idea that the whole idea is to get you involved in a multi-level marketing company. Thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate your time. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And remember, you're beautiful and I love you.